My dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, today the Catholic Church enters into the 21st Sunday of the Ordinary Season. We have Jesus appearing with a beautiful message. That message contains in itself historical, contextual, and parabolic meanings of the words that Jesus pronounced to a person who asked him if only a few can be saved. What's the reason that a Jew asked Jesus this question? Because he always refers to Torah, especially the book of Genesis, where a person appears, that is nobody but Abraham himself, to make a debate between he and God the Father. God the Father, in fact, appeared there to destroy Sodom because of its sinful state. And Abraham interferes into a debate and says that if there is 50 people, would you spare these people? And the number of 50 comes down to 40, 35, 30, 20, and finally it fixed on 10. So meanwhile, Godfather appears without taking any action. So having this in the background, always a Jew goes for this question, and they are always afraid of this particular judgment from Godfather. So that the Jew at present observes Jesus, who is an encyclopedia, a moving encyclopedia, to whom he went and asked this question. Probably his idea is good that Jesus can give a perfect answer because he is the Son of God who has a relevant knowledge about the mind of God, about heaven, about earth, about space, about animals and reptiles, etc. So he chose the right person to ask a question. Now Jesus answers historically and also contextually. The contextual question is that the answer is that Jesus says, happy is that man who enters into the temple through the narrow gate. You know the narrow gate, it is beside the main gate towards the Jerusalem temple. People from afar used to come to Jerusalem temple, and to the extent that people come from distant miles may come in the midnight. So meanwhile, the main gate is closed and they will be waiting there, although the narrow gate or the side gate is opened. It's also called the needle's eye. But it's a bit unfortunate because they have their horse or camel on which they came, so they can't leave it apart because of the possibility of theft. So they will be sitting there and waiting till the next morning to get the main gate opened. So only then they will go to the Jerusalem temple and pray. So Jesus says the people who are ready to take the risk to leave their properties to go to the temple is lucky. Now third one is a parabolic expression. It's a sequence of stories that comes from the story of a person who went for a wedding, and there are 10 virgins. So we know 5 of them are with wisdom and 5 of them are fools. We know that at the end of the story what happens to them. Finally, after having done the wedding, the king is going to return, or the bridegroom is the king and he is going to return back to his home. So before which he arranged everything back at home to arrange and decorate the things. As the bride comes for the first time to bridegroom's place, he has to give a better impression to the person. But it's a bit unfortunate to the servants who never prepared well, for the reason that they thought that their master will be coming late. And therefore some people took it very seriously and they arranged the things, and some were a bit lethargic and they stayed back in their own place. And with unfluctuated times, the master came and they got surprised to see. Those people who were worthy and who prepared well, they could go with the master to the wedding feast. Now the story doesn't end there, but see, the people who went with the master cannot make use the master's generosity all the time. So although he appointed them the people with a lot of in charges to the new cities, but you can't make use that particular generosity of the master all the time. So this is what in today's gospel is explicitly manifested. Jesus says that if you persistently knock at the door of your master, sometimes he would say that I don't know you. Although you may say that, sir, we dined together some years back during your wedding. But master would say that I don't know you. So this shows that we should have a consistent virtual and good approach towards everything on the universe. We should consistently maintain our own goodness. We should have our own decorum of morality, the decorum of goodness in all circumstances of our life. So this is what Jesus wants to give us through three elements. One is a historical, another one is contextual, and another one is parabolical. So Jesus bless each one of us, and let's try to lead a good Catholic life in all the circumstances in our life. Amen.